headlines of this hour on VTV News. State President attends activities celebrating Vietnam-Laos historic ties. Later on, over 10,000 global importers seek partnerships at Vietnam Trade Expo. And in our world news, US and South Korea agree on new trade deal by July.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time, and you're tuning into 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Lin Lei with the latest updates. Now, on the top news of this hour, in a heartfelt display of friendship, Vietnamese State President Luong Quoc and his Laotian counterpart Thongloun Sisoulith participated in a cultural exchange in Vientiane on Friday. The event, part of the state president's official visit to Laos, was titled Vietnam-Laos Relations, Deeper Than the Red and Mekong Rivers. It celebrated decades of shared victories and unshakable solidarity between the two countries. State President Luong Quoc emphasized that the two nations' unique alliance represents an enduring symbol of loyalty and trust, crucial for both past triumphs and future progress. He called on both nations to strengthen youth exchanges, to enhance collaboration between their peoples, and preserve the invaluable Vietnam-Laos partnerships for generations to come. On Friday morning, the National Assembly Standing Committee held a discussion calling for precise, urgent amendments to key laws on bidding, public-private partnerships, customs, import-export taxation, investment, public investment, and the management and use of public assets. The goal is to resolve current obstacles and challenges, ensure all amendments are feasible, avoid new inconsistencies, and prevent waste or loss of state funds and assets. In its specific feedback, the Standing Committee recommended carefully reconsidering the proposal to exempt public service units from the law on bidding, noting that many of these units are not financially self-sufficient and still rely on state budget for regular operations. Regarding the public investment law, the committee advised against removing the requirement to assess funding sources and the feasibility of capital balancing for national target programs. Vietnamese agricultural products are developing a stronger presence on the global market, with rising export orders and growing trade surpluses. In the Meong Delta, flexible production strategies and market connectivity are securing supply while enhancing the overall quality of exports.
This local processing facility raked in $35 million in export revenue during the first quarter of 2025. The company is now ramping up operations to fulfill a surge in new orders.
Orders have come rushing in recently. We're mobilizing all available resources, including our available staff and local farmers.
We must deepen our value chains and fully tap into the potential of each agricultural product. Quality is key if we want to access a wider range of international markets.
This shipment of mangoes is part of a niche market expansion plan to drive a projected 15% year-on-year growth.
We're packing around 24 tons of mangoes for export to South Korea. We're making use of an abundant and high-quality supply to push forward with shipment to both the South Korean and Japanese markets.
In the first quarter alone, the Mekong Delta's total import-export turnover averaged nearly $11 billion, up 13% year-on-year. Notably, the region continues to lead the nation in trade surplus, posting a strong $2.5 billion. This remarkable performance demonstrates the adaptability, innovation, and collective effort of Vietnam's largest agricultural region.
More than 10,000 international buyers from the US, Germany, Japan, and beyond have gathered in Ho Chi Minh City for the 2025 Global Sourcing Fair Vietnam. On display are nearly 30,000 export products across sectors such as textiles, plastics, electronics, and furniture. Importers from over 20 countries and territories are taking part. Now in its third edition, the event aims to strengthen international connections and support businesses navigating the shifting landscape of global supply chains. As global markets impose stricter trade regulations, Vietnamese exporters face increasing pressure to demonstrate transparent and legitimate supply chains. In response, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has issued new directives to strengthen oversight of important raw materials. Companies are also refining their sourcing strategies to reduce trade defense risks.
Enterprises are now proactively blending domestic and imported materials to optimize production, minimize trade defense risks, and meet compliance standards in demanding markets.
We sometimes receive requests to simply sew labels onto products, but we decline. Supporting that practice would undermine the credibility we've built around our full origin manufacturing process.
According to the Ho Chi Minh City Union of Business Associations, diversifying material sources reduces dependency on just a few major markets. Transparency in product origin is now seen as a non-negotiable entry point for businesses wishing to stay in global supply chains.
We need clear, transparent origin tracking for all inputs, following international standards. There must be both legal oversight and a strong sense of responsibility from producers in verifying the authenticity of their materials.
From a regulatory perspective, the Ministry of Industry and Trade urges businesses to combine supply chain transparency with strategic brand building to promote credibility.
The ministry will continue supporting efforts to diversify markets and promote Vietnamese goods, avoiding over-reliance on a few major markets.
To strengthen compliance measures, the Ministry of Industry and Trade has revoked certain entities' authority to issue certificates of origin, certificates of non-manipulation, and REAC numbers. The certification process has been transferred to the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry, aiming to enhance Vietnamese products' global reputation.
Vietnam is confronting a growing air pollution issue that now stretches from October through April each year. At a major national conference in Hanoi, more than 200 leading experts from Vietnam and abroad gathered to share insights and propose strategies, unanimously agreeing that swift science-based actions is critical. One of the key challenges experts highlighted is that Vietnam lacks crucial air quality data, emissions inventories, and early warning system, hampering effective long-term planning. As a result, pollution levels in several areas already exceed World Health Organization standards. Officials caution that without a comprehensive strategy, Vietnam risks falling behind its neighbors. Now, before I move on, let's have a look at the exchange rate between the Vietnam dong and some world currencies in today's market. Coming up next on VTV News. Ho Chi Minh Trail at sea declared National Historic Site. And later on, Ho Chi Minh City gears up for Grand Parade rehearsal. Moving on to other important updates, Vietnam has officially designated the Ho Chi Minh Trail at sea as a special National Historic Site. The recognition ceremony took place Thursday night at Vam Luong Historical Site, Rec Gốc Village, Ngoc Hien District, Cà Mau Province, marking the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day. Established in 1962, the sea-based supply route was vital during the war against the U.S. imperialists. It enabled the transport of over 6,600 tons of weapons and equipment to the southern battlefront. The sailors of Unit 962 braved immense danger to deliver critical supplies, playing a pivotal role in the country's ultimate victory. Vietnam still has around 200,000 martyrs' remains yet to be found, and around 300,000 unidentified martyrs, posing a profound concern for the party and state leaders, as well as for millions of martyr families across the country. To overcome the challenges, the Ministry of Public Security is implementing DNA sample collection from fallen soldiers' relatives, cross-checking with technologies to confirm the identities, and paying tribute to those sacrificed for the nation.
It has been half a century since the day martyr Nguyễn Thanh Sơn fell in battle. His brother Nguyễn Thiện Tình has never stopped searching for his remains and finally found the site. The collection of DNA samples has sparked renewed hope that he may identify his brother's remains out of the 9 discovered sets.
Searching for a martyr's remain is extremely difficult. Thanks to the support of the party and the state's timely decision to support the DNA collection, our family finally has hope.
Nguyễn Thiện Tình is only one of many relatives of over 9,000 martyrs in Hà province whose identities remain unconfirmed. Local authorities have launched an urgent DNA collection campaign with 45 provincial sampling stations.
Many martyrs' relatives are aging. We must collect the DNA samples as soon as possible.
We're striving to work urgently and aim to complete these tasks for the matching process by April 30th, 2025.
The National Population Database has helped reach out to martyr families more efficiently. The search and repatriation of martyr remains is a sacred mission, a critical step in the journey of restoring their names and returning them to their families and to the land they died for.
Standing Deputy Prime Minister Nguyễn Hòa Bình, also the chair of the Special Amnesty Council on Wednesday, presided over a special council meeting to review the dossier and list of special amnesty proposals in 2025 for the 50th anniversary of the Southern Liberation and National Reunification. He emphasized that the amnesty reflects the compassionate and humane tradition of the party and state towards prisoners who have shown genuine remorse and rehabilitation. The Council has conducted a strict, transparent, democratic review process to evaluate the eligible cases. Following the meeting, the list of pardoned inmates will be finalized and submitted to the President for approval. The official amnesty decision will be announced on April the 30th, and those granted release will be freed on May the 1st, in accordance with the state president's directive. A remarkable journey is underway across Vietnam, captivating the nation. Trần Văn Thành, a 76-year-old veteran from Nghệ An province, has embarked on a solo motorbike journey of over 1,300 kilometers to Ho Chi Minh City to watch the reunification parade. His inspiring quest, symbolizing pride and remembrance, has touched hearts throughout the country.
Thang's vintage motorbike carries him on his 1,300-kilometer journey from Nghệ An to Ho Chi Minh City, a journey he has long dreamed of making. My main purpose is to pay respects to all my fallen comrades while witnessing life across the country. I also wish to inspire young people as we turn southward to celebrate National Reunification Day. A modest wooden box is attached to his motorcycle, containing essential tools for roadside repairs and basic food supplies. Having endured the hardship of wartime, resilience and adaptability now run in his blood.
There are times in my own life when I feel weary, but witnessing his determination gives me a renewed sense of purpose.
On his journey, he's paying homage at memorial sites while reconnecting with relatives along the way. The trip also gives him a chance to witness the nation's progress 50 years after the South Liberation and National Reunification.
Despite his age, his anticipation for the upcoming holiday is palpable, filling us youth with great motivation.
Every interaction along his journey has been filled with warmth and kinship. Thang plans to arrive in Ho Chi Minh City before April 30th to join the national celebration in a truly unique way, as a soldier who deeply appreciates the value of peace.
A preliminary rehearsal for the Grand Parade marking the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification will take place Friday night on LAOS Street in District 1, Ho Chi Minh City. With preparations in their final stages, participating units have reached peak readiness, showing high morale and determination ahead of this significant exercise.
Under the direction of the Parade and Marching Subcommittee, every aspect, from formation and command protocols to logistics, technical details, and security measures, has undergone a thorough review. On LAOS Street, the preliminary rehearsal venue, Participating forces have conducted nighttime drills to familiarize themselves with the parade grounds. The festival drum troupe of the Ministry of Public Security, comprising over 1,000 students, has completed 2 months of intensive rehearsals for their opening performance.
I'm deeply honored and proud to be one of the 800 students participating in the Epic of Victory performance.
Embracing the spirit of youth, the festival drum troupe of the Ministry of Public Security has been diligently practicing for the past 2 months. We are filled with excitement and stand ready for the preliminary rehearsal.
Throughout the preparation phase, the Parade and Marching Subcommittee of the Ministry of National Defense has maintained close coordination with relevant agencies to ensure seamless execution at every stage of practice.
Preparations have essentially reached a satisfactory completion. Parade service areas are fully equipped with sound, lighting, and visual systems for all participating units. The areas designated for delegates and spectators have also largely been finalized.
All tasks have been executed diligently and on schedule. The participating forces are ready to begin the state-level preliminary rehearsal, a crucial evaluation step before the general rehearsal and official ceremony, commemorating the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and National Reunification Day.
Phie is preparing for a major tourist influx during Vietnam's National Reunification Day and Labor Day celebrations from April the 30th to May the 1st. Officials estimate the city will welcome over 150,000 visitors during the holiday period. The festivities will feature a vibrant blend of cultural performances, culinary showcases, and luxury travel experiences that combine traditional heritage with contemporary flair. These celebrations are part of the Four Seasons Festival series under the banner of Phie National Tourism Year 2025. Key events include a major exhibition highlighting Vietnam's cultural heritage and traditional crafts, alongside the 45th General Assembly of the International Association of Francophone Mayors. As April 30th approaches, international media have released coverage about Vietnam, a nation that emerged from the ashes of war to claim its freedom and independence 50 years ago. For acclaimed French photojournalist Patrick Chauvel, Vietnam's historic national reunification became a pivotal moment that shaped his life and work. Through his lens, he captured the country's resilience and yearning for peace.
In a room filled with mementos from various conflicts, Vietnam holds a special place in Patrick's heart. It was Chauvel's first assignment as a photojournalist abroad, where a young man with a camera embarked on a journey that would transform his understanding of conflict. Rather than aligning with the American military, Patrick discovered his true mission was to stand only with the truth. After 6 years on the ground, one conversation would change everything.
It was a powerful memory. I was sitting in the jungle next to a restrained Vietnamese prisoner. He turned to me and said, "I am a political commissar. I studied in France." Then he told me why he was fighting. He compared the Vietnamese Revolution to the French Revolution, even to the American struggle for independence against the British Empire. His words were so passionate and truthful. I didn't even realize I had stopped believing in the American perspective until that moment. I became a journalist, in the truest sense of the word, who chooses truth over side.
Between 1968 and 1974, Chauvel's photographs became increasingly raw and urgent as he documented the heart of southern Vietnam's fiercest battlegrounds.
We wanted the war to stop, so we captured graphic moments of wounded and disillusioned American soldiers, dead civilians, and the despair of it all. We hoped it would make the US leave and end the war.
Together with fellow war correspondents, Chauvel documented the conflict across Vietnam. They were united in their desire to see peace and reunification for the country. Even half a century later, Vietnam holds a cherished place in his memory and career. Through his lens, Vietnam transcended its role as a battlefield. It became a reflection of truth, a crucible that forged his identity and the birthplace of his lifelong pursuit.
up next in a bulletin. The US and South Korea agree on new trade deal by July. And later on, Germany cuts 2025 economic growth forecast to 0. Moving on to our global updates, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced on Thursday that trade talks with South Korea are moving faster than anticipated. The two countries have agreed to finalize a new tariff deal by early July. This follows the 2+2 trade consultations held at the U.S. Treasury Department. After an 85-minute meeting, both sides have set a goal to finalize the agreement draft by July the 8th, when U.S. President Donald Trump's 90-day suspension of countervailing tariffs is set to expire. The deal will cover 4 main areas: tariff and non-tariff measures, economic security, investment cooperation, and monetary policy. Expert-level negotiations are expected to begin as soon as next week. The German government announced Thursday it has cut its economic growth forecasts for this year from 0.3% to 0%, citing global trade uncertainty. The EU's largest economy now faces its third consecutive year without growth, an unprecedented situation among G7 nations. Germany's Minister of Economic Affairs cautioned that U.S. protectionist policies threaten Germany's export-dependent economy, which is already struggling with weak global demand. The minister called for the European Union and the U.S. to reach a trade agreement while preparing contingency plans if negotiations break down. Analysts predict that tariffs on steel, aluminium, and automobiles could reduce Germany's export by 2.2% this year. The International Energy Agency's summit on the future of energy security kicked off Thursday in London. The event brought together representatives from over 60 countries to discuss the path to sustainable energy. This marks the first major global summit focused on clean energy. Over the course of 2 days, the summit will address factors influencing energy security at both national and international levels. Discussions will also cover global energy security trends and the tools needed to tackle both traditional and emerging energy security risks. Biometric technology is revolutionizing the way people move through airports around the world and ushering in a new era of global aviation. From Singapore to Thailand and the UAE, more and more countries are adopting facial recognition and iris scanning to enhance security and improve the passenger experience. The convenience, speed, and enhanced security are gradually dispelling initial privacy concerns.
At Singapore's Changi Airport, passengers can use biometric technology and pass through automated lanes. The passport-free entry process is part of Singapore's new immigration procedure initiative, which aims to bolster border security and enhance the traveler experience. By early 2026, Singapore's Immigration and Checkpoints Authority expects 95% of visitors will use biometric technology for entry. Biometric facial recognition has also been deployed at several airports in Thailand.
Passengers only need to consent once, and this will make the boarding process easier and their travel more convenient.
Additionally, biometric systems are integrated into other airport systems, such as ticket check systems, self-check-in kiosks, automated baggage check-ins, passenger authentication, and self-boarding gates. Similarly, airports in Abu Dhabi and Dubai in the UAE have launched smart travel initiatives by installing biometric sensors at every point of identity verification. Once the project is complete, passengers will no longer need to show any documents, just pass through facial or iris recognition machines. The system has received positive feedback, with the time from the terminal to the boarding gate reduced to just 15 minutes.
Up next, let's have a look at the weather forecast for Vietnam and other locations in the world. And that is all that we have this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download a mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.